Hey guys, let's get set up here. Give people some time to join in. Let's check it out. I was kind of briefly looking at a few things. Man, what an interesting market here. We'll go through. First, what I want to do is check my ATAs. I like to check the ATAs because I want to see how they did, and I may need to make a decision on them, right? If I want to keep them going, if I want to shut them off. So we'll address that as well. Just setting up a couple pages here. Give me one moment. Think I'm good. Check it out. I got my coffee. Ready to do this. All right. So let's go into the ATAs that we set up over the weekend. That to me is it's probably the most exciting part of the morning, honestly. But let's go ahead and click it out. Let's see what we want to load out first. Um, So I already know because I got the alert. So first thing I want to start, we can start with the good, start with the bad, right? Um, if y'all remember, I ran some Sol short, some LTC short and long, Matic short, and then the ETH I'm just kind of letting do his thing, right? So we had some good, we had a bad. So I'm gonna start off with the bad. So we actually ran Sol. I'm gonna pull this one back here, about right there. So you can see where we started it. Um, we were really killing it, and I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of frustrated myself because I saw this short come through. We played that perfectly, and then you can see, it hit previous support levels. The moment this sucker closed, I was actually sitting there. It's like 8 o'clock my time. I was sitting there talking to the family, and I was like, I got the alert, and I'm like, man, I should kill this thing, right? And I almost got up and killed it, but I was thinking to myself, I want to let it run because I'm already net green. Even if it hits stop loss, I'm net green. I'm not worried about it. But I wanted to show you guys something if it did hit stop loss. So I seen it as a take one for the team kind of thing, right? So if I kept it going, right? Obviously, I don't know what it's going to do. I have anticipated that we were going to find some support right here, so I was thinking about stopping that um, because we did find some support there. But I did want to show you guys one important thing, so you can kind of see how we played this trade. It did wait a little bit before it took another short, which is not a bad entry, right? It literally almost hit TP1, like I mean, it was like right there. This DCA got, kind of faked out on the first one. We had the second one, which was actually a really good DCA, pulling our entries down to here. And then you can see right here, we got stopped out. So even I get stopped out, it happens. I'm not trying to hide that potential of what that is. But this stop out, obviously, because you are heavily DCA'd, is more than what this is. So for Sol, we came up negative, guys. But I wanted to show you the most important thing. Remember, I set it to where it will not trade. This is what I wanted to show you guys because it builds that trust in the ATA that when we do stop out, it is not going to trade. So you can see mine did come up, stopped out, and it did not trade, which could be good, could be bad, right? Because we've been oscillating like crazy. If I were to remove this, I can see how it would have traded if I would have not had that on there, right? Now we don't want to FOMO, so I'm happy with my profits. But if I were to take this off and I click on the side here, it basically will tell it go ahead and get back to it, and you can keep trading after that stop loss, and that is what it would have done, right? So in this instance, stopping out here was not a terrible stop. Having it not continue um, didn't work in my favor because obviously right here, I mean, heck, I would have earned back everything in this stop loss and then some. So sometimes that works out in your favor, sometimes it does not. So sorry. So again, Sol, we're done. The trade stopped. Um, as you guys seen when I started Sol, that was kind of my thought is I'm not a big fan of trading Sol anyways. I don't mind capturing some shorts on there from time to time, but definitely not my favorite pair to trade, but it's just so volatile. But a lot of money can be made. So Let's check our other short only, which is Matic. Let's see if this one stopped out. So we started this sucker back here somewhere, right there. Let's follow this trade. This is 100% automated, ran along all by itself here. So we had our closeout. We had a short trade number one. Look at this. Trade number two, TP3. Trade number three, trade number four. Had a buy or a short here. DCA'd, came back down, got out of profit, right? Good DCA. Had another short, another short. Look at this, waited for the pump. Like, I mean, man, that's awesome. And then caught a TP3, right? Almost instantly. Like, what a great call. Another short right into TP2. And all these shorts, right? Profit, all this short, this short. It sold off a little bit early on this one, man. Dang it. But, like I said, even as a live trader, you probably would have scooped your profits up there and possibly missed it, right? It's not perfect. And then look at this. Has not lost. Guys, we set a stop loss on this one too, remember? So you can see here we have all these shorts. I mean, this is just absolutely nuts. You can see why I did a Matic short. This right here put me well over what my sol loss is. So again, I'm net green. I don't care about that loss. We took a chance and it didn't work for our favor, right? Let's count these up. So since yesterday no, yesterday, nope, this would be Saturday, 8 o'clock when we started it. That's right. So since Saturday, 8 o'clock, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 trades. That's 25 wins, guys. 25 wins, and I did absolutely nothing, right? So, again, playing this range, now I got to make a determination. So, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm enjoying this Matic run here. I kind of want to, I don't know. I kind of want to stop it though, just because it is Matic. It is same as Sol. Um, those pairs are just super volatile, but part of me wants to just let this go, right? Because when I had this stretch here, if I were to hit this stop loss, I mean, it's going to hurt again, right? It could wipe out a lot of these profits. Today is a holiday, so I'm expecting some fake moves. Um, again, I want to look at where's the stop losses being put on the chart here. All right, so you have the stop losses coming way up here, right, around 157, 158. So let's just check that one more time just to make me feel better. So it looks like our peak is 156, 157. Guys, I think I'm just gonna let it go. I'm gonna let Matic go. We're gonna stop Sol, but we're gonna let Matic go just a little bit longer, right? If now what I'm looking for on Matic to tell me to stop this sucker, what I like here is one, I'm creating a trend line rejection, right? Off of this level, you kind of have another lower level. If I were to see this break this trend line here, I can turn this red here just to make sure I know. That'll be my rule. If I see this break this trend line and I'm out of a trade, I'm just going to go ahead and close it because now our potential to peak up has grown, right? But until we break that trend line, I'm just going to ride this train south. So let's stretch this out a little bit, right about there. And you can do a little bit of TA, guys, a little trend line, stuff like that on your ATA chart. That's okay. If it helps you kind of understand where you want to make your decisions. So there's our trend line. As long as we stay below that, I'm gonna keep it. Now, keep in mind, guys, if this happens to take a short, let's say here comes up, DCAs comes up, finds support like this, right? I may just manually close this. I don't always have to just let these ride, right? I may actually manually close it and just take that early loss because I do see it finding support on what was once resistance. So let's save this chart here. All right, so we got Matic. We're done. We're gonna let this sucker go, right? Um, I didn't rush to delete my Sol alert. It is a step I missed, but I have it set to not take any more trades anyway, so it's not gonna be a big problem. But let's go ahead and Let's clean up that ETH alert. And man, Matic, look at this, just absolutely crushed it, right? So awesome. Um, so let's load into the other one, which is our awesome LTC. I love LTC, I swear. This thing has done so well for me. Um, it's one that I love to trade as the range. Look at this. I mean, this is like waking up to Christmas, guys. Holy cow. So let's go back to, I mean, look at this stretch. Like, jeez. All right, let's assess the longs and see how it did first. So I'm going to mute these shorts. Right. Let's see where we started. So we started the longs here, right? Is where we actually started. You can always see where you started because you had your yellows. So was it a good decision to start our longs? That's what we want to know. So look at this DCA. Oh my gosh. So we had 1 win, 2 wins, 3 wins, 4 wins, 5 wins, 6 wins, 7 wins, 8 wins, 9 wins, 10 wins on the long so far, and we're only DCA one. So we're not in bad shape on the longs. We have won enough here that even if I were to, get deep in this one, I don't think I set a stop loss for this one. No, I didn't. Um, it's okay. Also, not only from the longs, but we've won enough on our shorts, right? So longs are in good shape. I'm DCA'd currently right now. Um, with the holiday today, I think we're gonna have some fake outs. There's gonna be some manipulation, but I'm gonna trust that I can run some of these pumps. So let's go ahead and let this one go, right? So we'll go ahead and we can take a look at the shorts. Um, the only thing I'm hesitant on these long guys, on this long guys, is I'm no, so let me explain what I'm pausing on, why I'm kind of getting a little possibly wanting to set in a manual an existing trade so we can just close when this one ends. So we have a high here. We're creating lower highs, but you look at ETH and BTC, we're pumping. They're way up, right? Sorry. Man, that coffee, that's why I tell you, it gets me in the morning. Um, so you got BTC and ETH pumping. But we're not really pumping on LTC, so that it's a notice for concern. My thought is, we do have a long way we can come down. If you look at the 1 hour chart here, yeah, so you can see here, look, we're still high in the range, right? We have some room we can go up for sure. Um, I don't know, guys. Well, you know what? Let me go ahead and do it anyways because I wanna show you how to do this, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my 1 minute chart. Now, how do I get this to not take any more trades once it gets out of that? Remember we talked about this, right? So you have your buy, you have your DCA. Let's open up the settings, see what we put in here. So we have long, we have our volume. We did allow DCA2, and everything else looks about the same. Okay. So, what do we want to do? Now, this is the more complicated existing entry. That's why I kind of want to show you guys, right? Because um, it's not always as simple as the other one, but it's still some pretty easy steps, right? So, we know that these settings have caused this thing here to DCA there, right? So what we can do is, again, let's test it and let's see how this works, right? So if I come in here, just like we set up the last existing trade, and I know it wants to take a buy at 508 on this morning. So let's go ahead and try to see what it looks like if I force a close at 507, right? Remember, because we do a minute before. So we'll call that 5, we'll call this 7, and we're going to flip from close trade on chart to an existing trade. Let's see how this looks. Let's see if it keeps this DCA. And it did, see? So the reason why it kept that DCA is because as long as you throw it in a buy at the exact same spot, right, that it was prior, it's going to do the same settings to do that same DCA. This makes it so much easier, guys, when you're setting up the existing trades. The only time it gets super complicated where you got to really modify those take profits and stuff is when you have uh, a trade that's extremely deep that has been there for a while, right? That you can't find where that entry is. But as long as you can find where it actually entered, the other thing that would mess that up is if I were to change my strategy. Because if you change your strategy, that might screw it all up too, right? Because it may have never taken that. But the quickest way in like 90% of the scenarios is just find where it took that entry, close it 1 minute before, and then now we're back in this DCA. So what have I told my ATA to do? I have now told my ATA in here down on the close area, I've told it to, hey, close the candle on this time and then enable an existing trade for me. It did that. Now the code or the market fell below your DCA point you had here anyways, so it's still through in the DCA. It still is looking for its second DCA right here. So we don't have to touch anything. I don't have to touch to take profits because everything is the exact same. The only thing I have to do again here is come into my ATA LTC long, and I'm going to knock that sucker out. Then I'm going to go ahead and open up my alerts here, and I'm going to go to my long LTC, and I'm going to, again, I like to call it ATA existing, we'll call it LTC long. This tells me it's my existing one. What did I do here? So what I did is it will continue to trade this. Once it gets out in profit, it will no longer trade that pair. It's done, right? We've secured our profits. So now we've kind of assessed and managed our long. Let's go ahead and mute this. Let's check out our short because again, guys, once we create that alert, we're in here, we're active, right? We're live. So let's see how this short has done. Let's see. Load up there. Come on. All right. I think with the high def streaming here, TradingView don't like it. Okay, so we had loaded up here. You got same thing Saturday 20, 8 o'clock. So we have taken a short here. I mean, phenomenal DCA, right? Right out in profit almost instantly after the DCA. Took a couple more shorts here. Another great DCA. We didn't get the peak, but man, still hit TP3. I mean, it almost got the full drop, right? But still, just what a great play. Look at this, nice shorts right here. Caught this short, boom, sold it at the bottom on that one. That's awesome. Look at this TP, like what is that? 6? Yeah, 6, because that would be my 7. Um, Look at this, another phenomenal DCA back in profit, another short, and we're back in a short. So let's count these up. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you figure we had what, 25 for Matic, 13 for this one, 10 for the long or so, I think it was. And so we're looking pretty good, even though we uh, took that little hit on our soul, right? If we didn't take that hit, man, we'd be absolutely killed it in one day. So, but again, I'm comfortable with my shorts. I'm gonna let these shorts run. I don't have any issues letting this short go, right? And you can see we're in a short right now here too. So I'm just gonna confirm my settings. I don't remember what I did. Sure, I got my take profit. Yep, I got 2 DCAs. We're not stopping out. And we have the close trade on chart. Yeah, so we are dialed. We don't have to do nothing with our LTC. So I'm gonna close the LTC. Let me open up my ETH. We didn't really touch the ETH, but I'm gonna check in on it, just see how my longs are doing. I know my shorts are not in good shape, so we'll go ahead. We can mute those shorts. Longs are doing pretty well. So you can see, let's look at the same time frame roughly. Around here. So since the 20, around 8 o'clock on the Saturday, we took a win, took a buy, took another good win, took like 3 right here. I mean, holy cow. And then look at this. DCA 1. Look at this DCA 2. Holy freaking cow. This is automated, guys. I didn't touch none of this. I didn't even know this happened actually. This is the first time I look at it. So we took TP2 on this one. I mean, what a phenomenal DCA one, DCA two, and then profit. So here's the nice thing, guys, is so this is how, you can kind of see I'm playing to counter losses. So this one win being in DCA2 is higher volume too, right? So it's going to counter that, potentially counter that Sol. Maybe not entirely, right? But that plus all these other wins definitely helps out. Um, so the ETH I'm running a little smaller volume because I'm just not touching it, and that way if it gets stuck, I can manually take over. But ETH long, killing it, right? My spot doing the same thing, exact same thing because I started it same time, same code, everything. So it's all the same. So overall, what a great setup. I have my LTC short going. I stopped the long. I got my Matic short going. I stopped the Sol short. I'm just not gonna play with Sol. You know what? It I get a little bitter when I hit my stop losses like that, and I'm not saying I'll never play Sol, but it might be a few days before I play some Sol again. So let's see. So we'll hit save on our chart here. Now let's just, we know our direction is heavy on our shorts. Um, so look at the Matic right here. Boom, another sell while we're doing this. Um, so we know we're heavy on the shorts. So let's just do some TA and just see if that correlates what we're seeing, right? So you can see on ETH, look at this. We called, man, look at this, right? So the indicators called along here, right? Which got a little bit of movement. I mean, this is 85 up to 89, 90. Those that trade leverage, I mean, you only need like $2, $3, right? So I mean, this is still profit. Called the amazing drop on the short, then the reversal on the long perfectly. Again, the short, around 16.94, we dropped down to about 89. So it's about $5 movement. It's still a good short. Called the long, and look at this, called the short. I mean, I didn't trade these. Obviously, these are like 2 in the morning, but it's just so cool to see it play out. Um, on this short right here, I did take this one on my live trade on my actual trading, but I did not take these other ones. I wasn't up quite that early, but I guess early bird gets the worm, right? Um, so on this one, what I want to do is we're gonna flip through just a couple quick points on TA, and then I'm gonna show you guys how to set up my live trader as well. So um, what we're gonna do, so let's first start out. Let's go to our 1 hour. I like to go up to the higher time frames and then kind of work my way back. What do we see, right? So we see we're creating a higher area on the 1 hour than we had back over here, which was higher than over here. So we're still trending up, guys. And then we gain some crazy support right here. Doesn't mean we can't be bearish. I mean, you got to think as an overall picture, we could still potentially fall all the way down to this red line here, and then find some support in that area around the 1300 range, which is not too far off from the 1460 we fell over here, right? So we can still create a higher high here and create a lower low here. Um, as long as overall the grand scheme of things, we're creating a higher low from here. Because we have not really actually filled this trend line, this gap right here, right, where you can see a bunch of hits from prior. So I'm still looking, for a potential pullback to this red line. It doesn't mean it has to happen right away. You can see this one, took a bit to fall even a little bit. This one took a bit to fall, pretty good. So this one actually, could take another couple days. Could be a week, right, before we see that pullback. So the upper range, you can see we had this trend line here. So we could see one more crazy push up, right? Before the actual big fall. So just keep an eye on that. I mean, it is suspicious the way that we're holding support. The one thing that doesn't line up to me, that I've been kind of covering in my room, is I want to go back to like right around here. So let's visit the 14th of February. And you can see since the 14th of February when we had this just absolute massive tear north, right? I mean, heck, let's even go back to this one, right? So the 23rd of January. So 23rd of January and the 14th of February. Let's remember that. So let's go over to the SPY. Let's check out the SPX first. So I want to go to the 14th of February, which is right here. explain here, we got rejection off of a trend line and a pullback on the stocks, right? But a massive pump, just massive on crypto. It's manipulation right there, right, guys, at its finest. So does that mean that crypto is going to absolutely tank? Doesn't necessarily mean, but it's a little suspicious how we're going up on that so dramatically and going down on stocks, right? So let's check out the SPY as well. SPY, same thing. Let's see. So let's see, where are we? 14th. Back here. All right, so right around here. So you can see these are my crazy lines for my SPY. I trade options, so I do a lot of Apex trading. But you can see again we're down, right, overall. Now I want to look at January 23rd. So let's zoom this in a little bit just to help it out. All right, 23rd, something like that. So the 23rd we were sitting at about 400, 401, something like that. And now we're sitting at 407, right, on the market close. So if we're only up about $7, I mean, granted, I'll give it to you, we're up, right? It makes you just kind of wonder what manipulation is in there when you come to January. This is February here. This is the January pump. So we've had a massive pump. 1, 2, 3. Just, I mean, you think about it. SPY's gone just a few dollars, but yet crypto's up, 7 grand, right? So this gap is here. It's going to fill. This had a little bit of a fill. I don't know that it's completed, but we could come all the way up over here, come over here before we fill, right? It's potential, but a lot of manipulation going on, guys. Just stay close to your charts. The Dixie, which controls everything. Uh, if you come over here and you look, the Dixie overall is down, which from that's the 17th. If you go from the 14th, it's actually up, right? So the Dixie lines up with what the stock's doing because obviously it's inverse. And if you pull back to the 23rd, or yeah, January, you can see that the Dixie has continued to bounce north on a northern trend. This was its channel. It just broke the channel. Now this is the channel. So stocks and Dixie kind of line up, but I'm still a little worried about the Bitcoin right there and all that, right? I mean, there's going to be a pullback, and there almost needs to be, guys. These runs aren't super healthy. Like if I go to Bitcoin, um, you know, if you look at the 1 hour chart, I mean, we haven't even fully tested this EMA, right? It just continues to find support up here. The one thing I will say on Bitcoin, be really, really aware of anyways, is so we have actually completed our golden cross. Now, the interesting thing about this golden cross is we have not completed this golden cross since like, oh man, like way up here, because see here it didn't even cross. So this is when we had our death cross. I mean, this is like 50,000 guys. So, and we have not had it since. So this could be super duper bullish. What I would be aware of, just because we're bullish does not mean you can't scalp shorts. What I'd be aware of is these upper EMA lines here. If we continue, so if we have a pullback to 23.1 again, and we find support, we're going back up, guys. I mean, it's going to continue this trend, right? So we can keep kind of a trend line like this, of our wicks, and that can be our resistance. So I mean, this thing, I've seen this. Let's see. That's not the one I was looking for. Let's get that out of there. All over the place today. All right, so let's take our path. So I have seen this, come up, hit this, come down, hit this EMA, hit this EMA, come up, hit this EMA, hit this EMA. I mean, we could just literally do this, guys. It's happened before. So Just keep an eye on these EMAs on these dailies because this is a very, very bullish move right here. Um, so just keep an eye. Doesn't mean we're exploding. Probably not necessarily yet. You got to take a lot of other economic factors in there. One, everybody's talking bull run. We can have many bull runs, and that's fine, but it's still a bear market. In order for me to be convinced that we're going to go parabolic, like where I'm going to go, hey, I'm killing all my shorts and I'm flipping, I'm going to make my money back on the way up. I need to see the stocks to start moving. I need to see the Dixie start dropping. I need to see this continuously following that same trend that Bitcoin is following to be super convinced. But other than that, market makers are going to manipulate guys. They're going to get them to get into these long contracts, and then we'll have our pullback. We could push all the way up into this range, 26.2, and then pull all the way back down to 21.7, right, within a day. I mean, it's done it. You look here, we had a pullback from 24.3 all the way down to 21.3, right, just in a matter of like a week. So and from 23 here, we felt pretty good too, but found some support on the EMAs. Boom, pushed us back up. So just keep an eye on these EMAs on the daily as far as that goes. So now let's flip over to the market cap. So the market cap, you can see here we were talking about a retest here. Just be careful of it. We never actually quite made it, but it actually continued to find support. This was my other line I talked about in the room to keep an eye on about. So we want to make sure that this one does just get a lot of attention because this could be our new range. We could have an upper line up here, so we can almost just kind of draw a line here. And let's just draw this one black as well. Do, do, do. And we'll just put it at like 3 or something. Now let's just see if we stay in this range, right? We can kind of zoom out and see, we rode this range for a while. Now we're up into this channel right in this range. So we could, there's a lot of scenarios that can happen here. So, right. So this is a market cap. This is everything in the crypto. I'm going to delete this arrow. It's a little old. We'll move this one up here. Just keep an eye on that one. But look at this on the 1 hour. We did get a short call. It did play out on the short. Currently, the divergence tracker is green, so we want to watch that. This is a super bullish wick, similar to what happened here, but this could be a fake move too, because this is a super bearish wick, right? And we have not created really that higher high. So if we actually do fall from here, this should print a double top, and that should bring you down to here, which is the neckline. Now, it has to break that neckline and find resistance for it to fall back down farther, right? And then that would be our, up over down scenario, right? Which it likes to do. See, right? You have your down over up, come back this way, down over up. You got your, up over down, up over further down, right? I mean, it loves to do these type of patterns, up over down. This just could be, at a bigger scale. When we were up here hitting these numbers here, nobody thought we'd come back down to here, and there we were, right? And remember, we created a higher low here, which made it super bullish, created a higher high. We could still come down all the way into this area and still have a higher low, right? Very possible. So that's the market cap. I use all these things to determine what direction I'm going. I'm okay holding my shorts because again, I'm in my even on the market cap, I'm in my upper range here. Um, just kind of a quick recap of why I'm a little heavier on shorts than I am on longs is I have my potential double top here. I got resistance here, my bearish wick, right? I'm not sure we have the volume to push us through. If I do see us break this line and find support, then I'll get a little concerned on my shorts. And then again on the SPY and the Dixie, which controls everything. The Dixie you can kind of see is back here. It found support on these levels. It rode this trend line, right? Broke the trend line, and now it's finding support at a higher level, and it has created its higher high and potentially a higher low. So if the Dixie continues to push up to about 105, right, 105.5 area in this resistance area, then that's going to drive the markets down. So, um, but yeah, we'll see where we go from there. I know there's some of you guys watching this. If you have questions, you can put it in the chat. Happy to answer questions or look at a specific coin or whatnot. But we're set, guys. The markets are not open today. It's a great day to trade crypto because you can catch the manipulations. But for me, I'll probably put in some crypto trades. I was going to go over the live trader. I'm going to go over that. We're already 35 minutes into this one. I try not to keep the videos too long. So I'm going to do a live trader setup. But what I'm going to do is for those of you who are in our community already, I'm going to do that in our room only, and then I'll release something to YouTube a little later. So look for that. Maybe later tonight or actually probably not later tonight. Let's say I probably set something up for maybe 1 o'clock Eastern today. I'll put it on the calendar, and then we'll go through and we'll set up a couple live trader trades and see how that goes. Again, I don't trade on my exchange. I do 100% using the ATAs now, and man, it's been game changing. So let's see where it is. I think we're still in that short, which is doing pretty well. So it's hit TP1 like twice. So we're still short here, guys. I'm actively watching this for those of you in the room. These are the signals that we put out, like you guys know. I'm going to actively watch this. I will throw out signals as I see them throughout the day today. So even though the markets are closed, we can get some crypto wins. I put one out yesterday. I'll tell you, it was. Let me see where this was because it was so crazy. Was it? So I put one out on Sunday. I think it was. I think it was this one, guys. And so what happened is look at this short. So it called the short. I threw the signal out in the room. And I think the entry was like somewhere in here, like 1709 or something like that. And then it just absolutely pumped up, right? 1728. Didn't quite hit my stop loss. I don't think I even had a stop loss on there. Stop losses are optional. You could put it in there. But I had taken that and then ended up, pulling back, and it ended up hitting like TP5 if you had the patience to wait it out. So ended up playing out. I mean that if you zoom out, I mean most all these, I mean, look at this long, played out, right? This long right here played out within like a candle. This short here or this short here looks terrible, right? But I mean, look at it, it ended up calling it right back. And then it actually, kept giving you confirmation that, hey, we're going south, right? But even in this long, look, you got this long, you got this short, it's great. Now this long, if you played both ways, this is why I want to show you guys. The market always oscillates, right? So even if you played this long, you're out in profit over here, right? You could have used this as a DCA point. Even if you play this short right here, right? If you DCA here, boom, you're in profit. So there's many different ways to play it, and that we teach in our room. So I appreciate you guys joining today. We'll go ahead and cut this off again. Just to recap, I'm good with my ATAs. We had a great day or two. I'm gonna continue to run my ETH as I am. I'm gonna continue to run my LTC short. We did have an existing trade stop for the long. And I do have my Matic short. I'm just gonna let that sucker go. I mean, it's just still running pretty well. So, but we're gonna kill this all one. So, I was hesitant when I started it, but that's okay. I was thinking we'll ride it down on the pullback, and it just held a little more support. Sol kind of freaks me out a little bit because it had such that crazy fall with the news, and then it's just been kind of working its way back into everything slowly. So. Just use caution if you're going to trade pairs like Sol or Doge. I highly recommend that you guys set those stop losses because you want to do the TA to choose your direction. I don't ever suggest running Sol both ways. I don't suggest running Doge both ways. They're super news influence. I mean, one tweet from Elon and you could wreck your account just by that thing going parabolic, right? So, if I run those two, they can be highly profitable if you get the right direction, right? But just set your stop losses. I know that, yeah, if I didn't set the whole like don't trade after my stop loss, it would have continued to trade and I would have earned more, but I don't worry about that, right? At the end of the day, we were net green. We came up for the last couple of days. I mean, you guys, seen it. I mean, there was like 60 trades, 100% automated. I didn't touch a thing. So, um, but that's all I got, guys. Enjoy your Monday. And for those of you that are in the community, we'll set that calendar thing and we'll have another continuation.